Sagittarius, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early January 2025. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we can dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Saggies. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for the Saggy Collective as we start this brand new calendar year? What's the vibe? What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card, then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Saggy. Please, what is the vibe? What is the energy for my good friends? And let's start this year right. Let's get it going for my Saggy friends. There we go, nice and quick. Ooh, we have a very intriguing card here, my friends. We have the Femme Fatale, who is coming to pay us a little bit of a visit. Now, she is rare. She does remind me of the Queen of Wands, but when she visits a spread, I always make special note of it because she doesn't show up in a lot of readings. So I like her. There's a certain temptation and allure to the Femme Fatale. So this could be really good for some of you. For others, it might be something you need to keep an eye on. But before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the January subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk more about this beautiful Femme Fatale. You see her chilling right there. So we see this lovely lady dressed in red. She's holding a rose, which has a thorn. There's like this bird, the red bird that's hovering near her. There's the Venus flytraps on the bottom. So obviously, this is a card that's meant to really grab your attention. She reminds me of the Queen of Wands, where this card could represent your confidence or your aesthetic. So some Saggies, maybe you're changing something about your look. Maybe it's like a wardrobe, hair type of thing. Doesn't always have to be the case, because when I see her, I think of someone that is quite confident. Now, other things with the Femme Fatale, not all that looks good is good for you. When this card is here, there could be something that is very, very tempting, whether you're tempted by it or it's like something that's calling your name, like, hey, come here, come here. There might be something you need to keep an eye on, because obviously Venus flytraps, they secrete a sweet smell to pull insects in. When we look at roses, they're beautiful and gorgeous, but they have thorns. So there is something that might look good that you just need to be cautious with. Either that or it's a temptation or confidence. So we're just going to leave her there. I mean, maybe you're stepping into this energy. Who knows? She could chill there for a minute. I'll take my own advice. Let's get into the tarot now. And I always say this first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for the Saggies. In early January 2025, what is happening? And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. It was titled An Explosive Change. There was a lot of fire energy. And again, as a fire sign myself, I know that we are pretty adaptable. We could deal with situations that change quickly, change rapidly. So if in your personal life there hasn't been anything that's really shifted quickly, just know that that energy could linger for a couple weeks. Okay. And again, it doesn't have to be a bad thing. It just felt very sudden. So we're going to see what energy shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else's. Let's get it going. 3 cards for my Saggy friends. What is happening in early January? What's going on? Okay, the deck's being pretty specific right now. There we go. Card number 1. Okay, we have the 5 of Swords. That is a little aggressive. I'll talk about it. But I mean, usually I'd rather have a card that's doing something in the front end than nothing. So, I mean, this can be good. I mean, it could be a determined type of energy too. Let's get a couple more. Let's get a couple more. Thank you. King of Pentacles, totally different. So there's like a bit of a vibe switch. We're going to get one more going here. Whether it's your vibe switching or someone else's vibe, it's like we have a switch here. Let's get one more. One more here for Saggy, please. Thank you. Magician. And this Magician showed up quite a bit last week. And Not going to say it showed up in your reading, but it's very, very possible. So we have these interesting undertones of energy here where there's like layers of control. We have an aggression. We have a chill vibe. So it's like the energy is a little bit here, there, and everywhere. So let's go through and I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes. Then we'll get into the juicy intuitive stuff because this is most definitely going to be layered. But if you kindly look here in the box, at first look, first glance, as I mentioned, we're starting aggressively, and then we have this energy that's like totally opposite. We have air and we have earth. Now, the realm of air is the mind, it's communication, it's one's thought process. It could be very strategic. Earth speaks about earthly abundance, right? So we're talking business, career, home, family type of stuff. So it's like very solid, very stable. And then the magician on the back end is a creator being, right? It's a lot of manifesting, master of all elements. So both of these cards do deal with control. So whether it's controlling a situation or controlling oneself, which makes sense when we have the femme fatale in the front end, or you might need to try to keep something reined in. I don't want to get too intuitive just yet, but that's what it's already telling me. Let's go through piece by piece and we'll build this out little by little. Position number one, we have the Five of Swords. Now, this card does get a bad reputation for rightful reasons, right? Now, I'll tell you some of the positives of this card first, because I always like to mention the positives and challenges of every card. The Five of Swords, we see this guy, he has all the swords. He looks like he beat the crap out of all the people in the background. It's a winner, winner, chicken dinner. This is like winner take all, king of the hill type of energy, where it's determined, where it's like it doesn't matter what problems or situations or what gets in front of me, I will get what I want, or I will win out. So for some of you, this could be good. There might be a situation or something you are very determined to see through, and that's a great thing. However, let's get to the challenge of this card. It can represent conflict, right? Especially because of the imagery. It could represent anger. It could represent frustration. It could be aggression. So whether you're dealing with an aggressive person, hey, listen, as a fire sign myself, I know we have that aggressive streak within us. Worst case scenario, if we're not talking about anger or madness or just the aggression we were speaking about, could be problems, of course, but the Five of Swords, in its worst case scenario, especially if you're dealing with individuals that are a little narcissistic, that are full of themselves, that can never lose, that's what this card could be in its worst form. I mean, so there's good in it. There's most definitely good in it, but it's not all good. Now, moving to the center, we do have the King of Pentacles, grounded. So as I said, we have a complete and total vibe switch. So whether it's one person where they show this, but they're really this, or vice versa. The King of Pentacles is earthy energy. So whether it's a Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, that could be the case. And remember, it's not gender specific. Kings represent control of their respective suits. So when we see the King of Pentacles, he's in control of the monetary, the financial. This is a big shot caller type of energy. Now, for some of you, maybe there's certain things you're trying to clean up in regards to business or your own personal finance. That's when this card could be really good. The King of Pentacles is fruitful, it's abundant, it's sturdy. But in its challenge, the King of Pentacles could be a little unpredictable, right? When he flips in reverse, there's a lot of upheaval. This could be a card that is very stubborn as well. So it's something we do need to watch out for, especially since kings are about control. And we have the Magician here on the back end. And I know that's something I've seen for you like maybe a few months ago where there's like power struggle type of energy. And I'm kind of picking up a similar vibe here, but we'll talk more when we go intuitive. Now, moving to the very back end, we have the Magician. I love this card. I'm not going to call this a negative, even though it does have some challenges connected to it. Once again, master of all elements. It's a karmic card with the universal symbol. It speaks of being energetically sensitive, being an energy conduit. For some Saggies out there, now is a great time for any sort of spiritual practice, spiritual ritual, or even just learning and filling your brain with that type of information. But the Magician does tell me that for a lot of Saggies in this time, you can really create some beautiful things, or at least begin those manifestations where it's like you put it out there to the universe, like, this is what I want, this is what I need. Now, where does the challenge come from with this card? Similar to this King of Pentacles, the Magician is a card of control, where it's like, I need to control the situation, I need to control an outcome. And listen, I'm sure a lot of you already know, in life, there's always going to be certain things that are outside of our control, that are out of our hands. This card could sometimes be a micromanager, where it's like, all right, if you don't do it my way, it's completely wrong. But I'm not going to fully ride that message just yet. I just see like this Five of Swords and all this control happening. So whether it's something you're purposely trying to pull back from or try to keep it reined in, let's go through and dive deeper. I want to jump in and clarify. So yeah, and this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot. Because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Five of Swords. Oh, and yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Saggy, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right, Five of Swords time. What's going on here? What is happening? Thank you. Whoa, okay. All right, Queen of Swords in reverse. This feels very unruly. This feels very unruly, where it's like, if you tell someone, all right, you can't color outside of the lines, they're like, oh yeah, I'm going to do it anyway. It's like giving me that kind of vibe, like, I'm going to do what I want. It's very indignant. It's standoffish, if that makes sense. That's just what this feels like to me. And there's also a vibe of it where it's like, yeah, but you don't have to be. Like, why are you doing that? You don't have to do that. It's like someone purposely being a ball breaker, pardon the language. That's just how this is feeling. Now, the Queen of Swords could represent an air sign, so Gemini, Libra, Aquarius doesn't always have to be that. But notice we're getting a lot of people. Usually in the upright, she is plan-based. She's analytical, very straightforward and to the point. She's a card of honesty. When she shows up in reverse, those things are in reverse. So it's someone purposely messing or starting things. So I would say definitely watch out for conflicts in this time where someone is purposely trying to get a rise, like whether it's out of you or whether it's out of a situation. It's like, no, I want reaction and I'm going to get one way or another. I will have my reaction, either that or it's someone that is angry, upset, mad. I mean, you pick and choose which one it is. This is not a nice energy in the front. Now, hopefully we will see how this energy does start to calm down as we move forward, hopefully. But right here in the front, not a big fan right now. Let's keep moving forward. So there might be a specific person that you need to just give them a little space or be clear of them for whatever reason. Because it's like, no, I'm going to get a reaction here. And I'm purposely going to do it. Let's go in on that King of Pentacles, though. Let's see what's up with that. Why is that King there? Please. Thank you. All right, this is a very stabilizing type of energy where it's like, okay, yeah, do what you want. Doesn't bother me. All right, so we're going to definitely have to see what shows up here on the back end. I love the Four of Wands, King of Pentacles combination because it's like, okay, yeah, I mean, you could do what you want over there. I'm cool. It doesn't affect me. It doesn't bother me. So it's like there's no reaction showing up here in the center. So there's like trying to get a reaction, but no reaction whatsoever, at least not a negative one. Now, the Four of Wands is the 1111 card, as I already mentioned, for a lot of Saggies who might be seeing a lot of numbers, synchronicities, things like that. Strong connection to spirit, but it's very solid and stable. So it's like this energy in the center is boxing this out. It's like this energy cannot penetrate, if that makes sense. So again, whether this is spirit giving you a bit of an advice, saying like, listen, Saggy, focus on an energy that makes you happy, focus on your happiness. Don't let anything disturb your peace. That could be a really good thing. Now, if you are dealing with a certain individual that is angry, upset, mad, or trying to cause issues or get a reaction, I feel like giving that wanted reaction is not the right move. Okay. You know, sometimes we do want to give reactions to certain things, but when I see this energy, it's like, no, I'm cool. I'm solid and stable here. So I would advise, if anything does pop up in this week where it seems like someone's purposely trying to get under someone's skin, if you don't give it any reaction, that's the best route to go. Okay, let's keep moving. Beautiful energy in the center too. So it's like the complete opposite of what we have going on there. So whether these are two different people, or maybe this is a person that comes in and settles a situation down. Let's see what's up with the Magician. Let's see what's up with that. And we'll do a quick little recap before we get into the shadow. So why is the Magician here, please? Thank you. Knight of Swords in the upright, huh? So many people. You know, we have a lot of court cards showing up here. There's a lot of people. Watch out for group dynamics, group situations in this time. Now, the Knight of Swords is a really big card of action, but at the same time, it's like I feel like all this energy from the outside is coming in towards the middle. So this could be multiple situations, multiple people. Now, I don't necessarily feel like this is a bad thing. The Magician with the Knight of Swords in reverse, that's action, that's movement. So that's something changing in a very big way, like we saw last week. So for a lot of you, if there has been a situation that feels a little stuck, or if there has been someone or something that's been pissing you off a little bit, when I see the Magician and the Knight of Swords, it's like, okay, here's that action, here's that change. Now, I will say this. If an energy does continue to prod and poke and keeps trying to get a reaction, it will get the reaction it's looking for. And I think they're going to wish they didn't. That's what I'm just going to say. I'm going to leave it at that. Again, I don't know what everyone's going through, but it's like you might want to just leave something be for now. Like, don't try to get a reaction out of this. Just chill, mellow, right? Knight of Swords can be very combative as well. So it's like this energy in the center feels very patient, but it's like when it gets to a certain point, now I'm coming back at you. Okay. So it's not like this energy in the center is like unlimited patience and unlimited ignoring things. It's like, all right, I just hope that a situation doesn't get to a point where someone crosses a line. But let's go through and do a quick recap. I don't want to get too in depth about that. If you kindly look in the box before we get to the shadow card, position number 1, I was not a fan of this energy in the front. And yeah, like action, reaction, it is showing up. Lots of people, so watch out for like group things, group dynamics. That could get a little messy. But position number 1, that 5 of Swords, Queen of Swords in reverse, to me, it felt like somebody purposely poking and prodding, trying to get a reaction. It could be someone that's angry, upset, or mad, and it feels like it doesn't need to be, but this person's going to make it that way. So there could be someone you need to watch out for. Moving to the center, we have the King of Pentacles with the 4 of Wands. Very sturdy, stable. Like, all right, not bothering me, not reacting to it, focusing on my energy, and I feel like that's a good way to move here. So for a lot of Saggies, if there is somebody that's messing with you or like trying to get a riled vibe up out of you, I feel like just not feeding into it's the best route, because this is a beautiful, solid, stable energy here in the center. Moving to the back end, we have the Magician with the Knight of Swords. Does that mean this person's patience is infinite? Absolutely not. So it's like, all right, if this energy keeps pushing, it's going to get the reaction that it wanted. It's going to get it, because I don't know why I'm saying it like that. And you know, I like to be optimistic in my readings, but it's like there's only so far you can push something. So do with that what you will. There are a couple warnings in this week's reading, Saggy, so maybe keep it mellow if possible. But yeah, please take a screenshot. Let's see what's in the shadows here. So let's get a good shuffle here and see what's in the shadows for my Saggies, please. What is going on? And yes, I always like to pull one of these at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing. So let's get your one. And if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's greatly appreciated, and I have much love for all my channel members. So thank you. Let's get it going. Let's get the shadow card out for Saggy. Yeah, that reading was, oh, okay. Page of Swords. So it's like we're getting more swords here, more people. So a lot of the similar themes. We have the Queen of Swords, the Knight of Swords. Now we have the Page of Swords showing up in the shadows. So watch out for group things, whether it is business or family. It's like any sort of group dynamic. It might be just like stay in your lane, do your own thing. Try not to like really put yourself out there too much in regards to that situation. But a big thing with the Page of Swords is it's the Watcher of the tarot deck. So this does tell me either someone has you under the magnifying glass, or there is someone, hint, hint, that you need to keep an eye on, or there's a situation that you need to keep an eye on when this card is here. It is willing to talk, the Page of Swords, but it can also be very defensive. So for some of you, maybe you just need to let something be for a little bit. Just let it mellow out, let it be for the time being, but keep an eye on it with this Page of Swords. Either that or someone just keeping an eye on you. So yeah, Saggy, that's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the January subscriber surprise. If you would like to get a personal reading from me and get a little forecast for what 2025 has in store for you, you can check out my website and digital calendar at mastermetaphysics.com to look for availability. But for the January subscriber surprise, we are once again giving away 3 copies of the beautiful Everyday Witches Tarot. It's one of my favorite decks. And if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, what is your main goal for the 2025 calendar year? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab as usual, my friends. Much love, and I'll see you soon.